MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And thanks for joining this morning with Scotty Ray and Candace. And as we were just having a discussion, did I not tell you to leave that hair alone? But no, not Scotty Ray. Don't listen to him.
You know, I miss my ponytail, especially when we went, camping and stuff, because I could just throw my hair up in a ponytail, and now it has to be like fixed.
I told you.
I look like somebody that was in a windstorm when I wake up in the morning.
You remember that old saying they used to say, if Mama knows best? Change that to Scotty Ray and your life will be complete.
Okay. We might need to make that a national phrase.
It would really work. A lot of
Scotty
times
Ray
people think they know what they want, but they really don't. And you fell into that category.
Well, it was good for a change. I might have to be like Dolly and just start wearing wigs next time. I want to change.
I can't wait till it's July and you sweat with that wig, because they're hot, aren't they?
I don't know. I've never worn one, but I've heard they are, yeah.
I wore a mask one time, and it was kind of warm up in there. And, when Angie had cancer, she wore one for about a week. And she never touched those again. She went to a do-rag, and it was all behind her at that point.
I've heard people say that it's really hot on their head.
But on the other hand, there's some women that that's their thing.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It might be an idea, though, instead of me cutting all my hair off next time, which it needed to be cut anyway. That's another story.
You fool with toupees in it? Do you trim those or
I haven't.
Okay.
Well, one time I did. I cut somebody's hair that had one. They had a really nice, good one. You couldn't even tell.
You can make them look real.
Some people, though, you can't. You're like, oh, my goodness.
The greatest thing, instead of a toupee, is a Stetson. Just saying.
Yeah.
Y'all ought to try that. They work wonderful. Or at least that's what I do. That's my thing. I might have some thinning hair somewhere. We got a special guest coming up this morning that remembers when I had hair.
Okay.
Becky's going to be here to tell us all about it.
Yes, Becky Brown. She's here this morning. We
got a big deal going on out at the Agri Center this weekend. She'll tell us about that, when to come. Ain't going to cost you nothing to get up in the door, which is a really good thing.
It is a big event, though.
It is. I have a update that I wanted to share, and let me get back to it here. Yesterday, because there was a lot of talk about this, of the arrest that happened with the security guard. He originally, as the way I put it was, there was a guy that he thought was breaking in a motel room. He tried to stop the guy. The guy ran. He fires a shot in the air.
Right.
And the cop was arrested for firing a firearm in the city limits of Meridian, which is illegal. As we get more into this, the guy that was going into the motel room, what actually happened was he bought a room, he paid for it, but he was on the do not rent a room list.
Oh.
So they called the security guard and said, hey, go get this guy. We can't rent a room to him. Well, when he got there is when it kind of went south from there. The security guard wasn't wearing any identity, and the guy fought with him, and then he took off, and then that's when the gun was fired. So a little bit more to it than we originally had, but that's what went down.
Did he fire? Because originally I thought he fired straight up in the air.
That's the way I still understand it.
Yeah.
I don't think he shot at him.
Like a warning, you know, scare you shot.
But here's the bad news.
Dangerous.
Yeah, because the bullet, whatever goes up, must come down. And, the old Wild West shows, that happened a lot.
Yeah.
And, those scenes in the saloons where they'd shoot through the ceiling, there's usually somebody above it. So.
Yeah.
Most of your Westerns, like they do Matt Dillon back in the old days, they really did make pistols that were accurate. If you were more than 10 steps, the standoff at high noon ended in nobody getting hit because it wouldn't hit the side of a barn.
Yeah.
They've improved a lot.
But yeah, I read some of the comments on that last night. There was some people hot under the collar about it, about the security guard being arrested. But I guess it was a dangerous thing, to shoot up in the air or,
That's just the best I know to tell you. That's just the law. I don't know any other way. Sometimes we don't agree with laws, and I get that. And he was trying to do the right thing.
Right.
And hopefully the company that he works for will handle the cost involved with that. I hope. We don't know.
Yeah, we hope so. And glad, that he didn't get hurt or nobody got hurt.
To my knowledge, all was safe last night. I haven't heard of anything that happened. I think we had a good night.
Good.
Nice, cool,
For a
perfect.
change.
Yeah, things are looking up. Let's see. I read this morning where in the state of Mississippi, the average cost of a gallon of gas is $3.08. What's the last you paid?
The other day when I got gas, it was $3.19.
Wow.
It was $3.19, and I don't know what the big difference.
Depends on where you stop
yeah.
and where that store is.
This was on North Hill Street, $3.19.
There, let's see here, down, I've seen some 296s. I don't know. Usually near an interstate, they're going to be a tad bit higher, usually.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from Philadelphia what gas is going for there or further north into Starkville and up in the areas of Louisville and Philadelphia. We'll see. We'll get some prices here in a little bit because take a snapshot of it and send it to us because it's interesting.
Now, it was the digital sign. So unless somebody made a little
boo-boo.
Yeah. Accident, like instead of putting a 0, they put a 1. I don't know. But it said $3.19. That's when I had sent you the thing. It's $3.19.
I remember talking with Ronnie Dunn when he recorded The Cost of Living. Do y'all remember that? He made 2 versions of the song. One was gas is $3 and change, and then the edited version was $4 and some change. And I may have to call Ronnie and see if he'll do a $5 and some change edit to that.
Yeah, I mean, it was what, $7 and something in California or somewhere. It was $7 and something a gallon. I hope we don't ever see that.
How do you, truthfully, how would you ever go to work and be able to do anything else other than pay for your gas? That'd be about it.
I don't know, because, I mean, with my husband, I mean, we live far out. I mean, and my daughter, they live far. They live close to Philadelphia, and she works in Meridian, so, there's a lot of people that are like that, too,
When you say far out, she means way far out. So I had to make
people who don't ever come out there hardly, and they've come like one time. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't think we'd ever get here."
I had to make pimento cheese sandwiches to come see. We had to stop over in Martin, get some drinks, and sit around and go, "Whoo, how much further is it?" And then we went on and on. We were going to borrow something from you, and it was.
I bet you was wishing like we should just borrow.
I wish I'd have went and bought it. I'm like, my gosh.
Goodness, yeah. I love it. I love it living far out there. You're not right up under somebody else.
There ain't nobody coming to visit you.
Yeah. When you asked me, did we have trick-or-treaters, I was like,
even where I live, we have very few. It's just, it's not the hot spots.
People tend to flock towards the subdivisions now.
Well, you get more candy because there's more folks up amongst it.
Yeah. And I mean, you feel a little bit safer too because there's so many other people there for the same reason.
Right.
So, and they a lot of times traffic is not bad because they expect all the kids and. But anyway, hopefully everybody has a good trick or treating weekend this weekend.
Let me ask something that's probably somebody's going to go, why did he even ask that? But I've been out of radio 10 years or something like that, and back in the day. We used to get those notes of, have your kids come by and have their candy x-ray.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That is like long gone, isn't it? That don't happen.
I don't know if they still do that. I'm sure there's like a lot of other things they're having to deal with now. So I don't know, but I remember back when we were younger, it was a big scare because razor blades.
That's right.
And like needles stuck up in candy bars and stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's scary. Which people, you have to be twisted to do that to,
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of twisted people in the
Well,
world.
we see them every day.
Yes, we do.
Look out for the youngsters. They are our future. Teach them a thing or two. Without you, they're not going to know anything. That's for sure. Betsy Holly watching us from Sugar Lock, Mississippi.
Yes, and Miss Linda Culpepper, she's watching this morning, along with Bill Reinhardt and Gail Gafford. Good morning to all of y'all.
Yeah, hope y'all have a great one there. Gas in Macon, $3.09 we're hearing.
Shirley Sharp said that she thinks that it's been something about like our show going in and coming out. I don't know if it's just people's area that they live in or.
Depending on where you're watching it. Also, if you're watching from Facebook, you got an issue, flip over to YouTube. You can grab a channel there.
Right.
Also, MeTV, whichever way you want to go with that. Several ways to grab it. It's just sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
And we hope all gets good there. Let's see here. This is Thursday. We've got some candy events that are going to be coming up. We're going to tell you about those in a few moments also. There's a benefit that I wanted to mention. that is coming up in Clark County, if I can put my hands on it here, where it's a raffle going on for Byron Kemp. He is the sheriff's son. He's a highway patrolman. He has some cancer, and they're doing a benefit to raise money to help out there. They're doing a gun giveaway, a raffle for it. If you'd like to know more about that, you can find that on Clark County Hot Topics, or I'm going to share it here in a little bit to where you could click on that and do that. Todd Kemp's supposed to come in and talk with us. I like Todd, and tell us more about that.
Yes, and you can purchase the virtual tickets online, so tell about that.
As we turn to weather, now this is going to be the last day that you will feel 50-degree weather at night. Come tomorrow night, Friday night, we dip off into the 40s. And as we look at our 7-day forecast, this is really what it's pulling up there. 50 tonight, tomorrow night, 49, 48. Now, a week from tomorrow, we will see our first taste of 30s.
Goodness.
About 38 degrees a week from tomorrow. Mother Nature could change, but
right. So you have time if you don't have your gas tank filled. Call them today.
Very important there.
Right. Be ready. Don't be like we were like when the ice storm or the bad weather hit last year, and I was like, we got like 25%. I didn't know how long we were going to be without power. When we were, and
always a good thing to go ahead if you're running behind on your power bill, because they will, at the touch of a button, turn that stuff off. A great time to make sure that is paid. It ain't like the good old days where you can go, come on, man, give me a day.
Oh yeah, it'll take a day for them to get out here. I'm sure. Like I've heard people say that. I mean, and then now they.
And the old days of sending a check and it'll take a few days to process it. That's automatic nowadays.
Right.
They will get you within seconds.
It's the world of instant stuff now going on. You don't have to wait. Unless you're waiting on somebody to put your money back in your account that they automatically took out, maybe wrongly. And you want your money back.
It don't come.
We'll mail you a check.
I've done several.
That happened to my mother on insurance.
Didn't get it for a while.
No, well, they automatically take it out.
Oh yeah.
And they're quick to do that, But when you need it back,
you ain't getting it, are you?
You gotta wait.
I'm waiting on my $114 is supposed to be refunded to me. I don't know how long that's going to take, but we'll see. That'd come in handy at some point, I promise you. Speaking of some good folks, and when you do need gas, these folks are here to help you. They're locally owned and operated. It's the folks at Maple's One Stop Shop. They're clean, convenient, right here in Meridian. As we've said many times, as gas prices they vary. They do the very best to keep it as low as they can. They give you that extra chance to win an extra $50 fuel card each week. Write your name on the back of that receipt and drop it in the hat. They'll have it there for you at all the locations. A weekly winner is drawn. So good luck to you on that from Maple's One Stop. As we go in for the cold coffee, folks, caramel, French vanilla, mocha, all that. Yeah, they got it there for you at the Broadmoor Chevron. Can't miss it at the red light. And for the rest of the world who does the hot coffee drinking, they've got the Loyalty Coffee Program.
Yeah, you got to have the hot coffee when the weather's cold.
And Miss Sugar, I thought I put sugar until I witnessed this.
Just a note to self, if you're using Coffee Mate, don't put as much sugar as you normally would. I usually use milk in mine.
Yeah.
But anyway, they have everything there you need. So.
Your 6 cup is free. Nothing like it. They'll punch your card. Cold drinks, a whole lot of things with that. A piece of pizza, bag of chips, and a drink, all for only $4.99. You can get that.
It's a bargain.
It is. Bait for the fishing trip, and, of course, your lotto tickets in case you want to be the next millionaire. We'll feature you if you win that. Also, don't forget the 4 locations: Bonita Chevron, Pine Springs Country Store, along with the Last Chance Tobacco on 493, and Broadmoor Chevron on North Hill Street. See them today. Get yourself a cold drink.
I spent weeks in the hospital due to a careless driver. I could no longer afford to do it alone. I knew I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
I'm Michelle from Oxford, Mississippi, and it took one call, and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $287,500.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. As we begin this Thursday morning, we do have a special guest that we've been talking about. Who, and let's show her picture. Let's go ahead and jump on it. There she is, Becky.
Miss Becky Brown. Hey.
Becky has got the extravaganza that is coming up. It's going to be tomorrow, Saturday, actually, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, what's coming up? What you going to have there?
It's the Holiday Extravaganza Gift Show. It's Saturday from 9 to 4.
Can you come early? Like, can I come on up at 7 and get it?
Sure, come on. Everybody won't be set up, but I'm sure they'll be glad to sell you some.
Scotty Ray is needy, so he would be waiting.
Come on.
He want a cup of
whenever
coffee.
or you can come at 4 o'clock and help me start setting up.
Oh, that's even better.
He's up then, I think. He's
But 9 o'clock, the official kickoff to
The
that?
official kickoff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you're, and you mentioned this about if you're doing Christmas shopping and worried about things being able to be shipped, this is a great opportunity. You've got how many booths going to be up there?
We have 120.
Wow.
Goodness.
Yep.
Now, so out of 120, what do we have to choose from? Tell me a little bit about that.
We've got just a little bit of everything for everybody. We've got jewelry, we've got Christmas ornaments and wreaths, all kinds of home decor, yard decor. We've got toys, stocking stuffers.
Now, when you say those yard things, that's those signs with the things written on them that you can put up.
We have those. We have the little
Christmas.
metal animal things, metal things that you put outside.
Right.
Candles, soaps, men's, women's, children's T-shirts and clothes. I think we just about got it all covered.
This is definitely an event that Angie needs to stay away from.
No, Angie needs to come and bring lots of money.
Come on down.
That's right.
And again, y'all will be there through like 4 o'clock that afternoon.
4 o'clock, yes.
This is the, would you word this as the opening to Christmas season?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
It's the Christmas show on Halloween weekend.
There you are.
Okay.
And y'all know, and I want to bring this up. You normally do this out at the MCC building, but due to some restrictions on the building, had to move that.
Yes, they're no longer renting the Tommy Delaney building.
Okay.
So we had to find, that's the only other place in Lauderdale County that's big enough to house us.
And it's going to be a lot of folks there. Let's talk about food. What you got in food lined up?
Well, we have Jack's famous
Yes.
smoked sausage dogs. They're skinless dogs, so you don't have to chew by that skin on your smoked sausage.
Right.
But and then we have Wanda Clay is coming, and she does homemade chicken salad and all kinds of baked goods. She's doing the dipped apples, and we have several other vendors that are doing some baked goods also.
Is it true that you're doing the Macarena on stage in between?
No.
That's still.
That is not true.
Now she was. How many? Before we went on, you were saying how many years you've been married?
42.
How old are you? 42 years.
Was very young.
But Becky was at my wedding some almost next week, 31 years ago,
Yes, I was.
up at the Bailey First Baptist. Have mercy.
The Bailey First Baptist.
Well, that's what
Fellowship.
I call it, Bailey First Baptist, because it's the only one.
That's true. This is true. This is true.
But y'all got a new building and all up there also,
do.
don't you?
We do. We have a new building and a new preacher.
Oh, what's the preacher's name?
Caleb Hughes.
All right, Caleb, come on in. I'm glad to welcome him to the community there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But as we go back to what we're talking about and everything that's going to be happening at the Ag Center, come early, enjoy yourself, a lot to eat if you want to be there for those things. And it's a little bit of something for everyone. Am I right?
Right, exactly.
So this is growing. We're glad to have that. Anything that we've left off that you want to talk about your big
This
show?
is also our 7th year to do this.
Wow.
But the first year that we've done it at the Ag Center. We did do a spring show out there, but this is going to be much larger than the spring show.
I think it's going to be great for people who have not started their Christmas shopping. This will be a great start.
Yes.
Because you can get it and take it home that day. I mean, you don't have to
Exactly.
worry
You
about
have-
ordering things.
Or paying shipping charges, or
Right.
being stuck on a cargo ship somewhere. Or
Oh, that's right. Because we all are kind of, concerned that if we do have to order stuff, will it even be in time?
And
Yeah.
also, I saw something on Facebook yesterday that said something about, supporting local, that I think it even said if you buy something from somebody local, they'll dance a jig for you. So we might do that. We're not doing the Macarena, but we might do that. But yeah, I mean, keeping money local and supporting people that are out there trying to make a living for their family.
Yes.
Important.
Yes, very.
Well, Becky, we can't thank you enough for coming by and
Thank you
visiting
for
with
having me.
us. Again, this is Saturday, the holiday extravaganza at Lauderdale County Agri Center. It's on the right-hand side of the road, right past Bonita. If you're wondering, okay, where is this? If you know where Chick-fil-A is, keep driving. That would be east.
Past Bonita Lake.
Yep.
And there will be signs there, but the entrance is in the back of the building.
Okay.
But there'll be signs all the way around to show you where to go.
So you come in from the bottom layer.
You're going to go in from the bottom and take the first right and go around the back.
Okay. Well, I know what
That
to
way
do
we
now.
can keep it all on one level for handicap purposes and everything.
That makes sense.
So 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Beck.
Thank you.
Again, Becky Brown joining us this morning as she brings the holiday extravaganza to the big Lauderdale County Agri Center. I went blank for a moment.
I want to go. I know Kurt don't want me probably. Look, between me and Angie, we could go haul a lot of stuff back in our vehicles.
Oh, go ahead, scare me. But decorations and things like that, people love that, and that's what this is about. Kind of what I guess you'd call like a Canton type thing with a lot of things of that nature there.
And we all know that a lot of people start decorating right after Thanksgiving. So you'll have your stuff, get ready
You
to
must have a twinkle in your eye this morning. You just got a compliment that your eyes were just gorgeous.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
I was thinking that she was giving me the evil eye earlier is what I was going to say.
They said yours ain't bad either.
Actually, before you came, I took a picture of Sophie sitting in your place over here, and I said, waiting on Candace.
Waiting on me.
What was that, Brad
Always
Paisley?
waiting on a woman.
That's it. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
I'm always last minute, but I get here.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's talk about a few of the events that are going to happen today. Let me see what we've got. MCC is doing their big candy. Here we go here. This is what's coming up tonight. It will kick off at 5:30 and run until 8:30.
All right. The Candy Cruise at MCC.
So it's a drive-through event. You don't have to get out of your car at all, and the kids seem to love this.
Yeah, it's sponsored by the bookstore at MCC, and it's called the Eagle's Nest.
Yeah.
So go support that.
Didn't realize that. Also, Jeffrey Wilson has dug into his candy bag, and Jeffrey is going to be doing his tonight as well, kicking off at 4:30 until 6:30, and that's on Highway 39.
It is, and it's on the right. If you're going towards away from the North Hills area and down 39, it's on your right. And so it should be easy to get in and out of, I would think.
Right. Now, that's the two events that I have listed for today. We'll have some more events coming up over the weekend. Let me see here. Long Creek's going to have one on the 30th. I just got that mentioned there. So we'll have some more that we'll show you a little bit that's going to be happening as we head toward the weekend. So, it dawned on me. We were talking yesterday about what is going to be the big popular Halloween costume this morning.
I was just thinking about that. Last night, I got on one of the other sites. I think it was the Queen City social site or something that they had. But cute costumes that they had from the Candy Crawl. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I saw some of the cutest things. There was a little Donald Trump.
Oh, was it?
It was. It was the cutest thing. And let's see. Somebody looked like I don't know what you would call that, maybe 80s, like where they wore the leg warmers and the workout clothes,
Oh,
little girl.
Your Jane Fonda's.
Yeah, and she was toting it. It looked like a boom box, but it was a lunch box. It was the cutest thing. I mean, real original stuff. That's what I like. It's stuff that you don't expect, There was a chicken with a farmer.
Oh, that's
little baby
pretty good.
that was dressed like a chicken. Cute stuff.
I've seen the Kit Kat bar. That's pretty funny. Somebody sent me a picture of that. But I think for adults, y'all know this is coming. For what's fixing to roll out of my mouth, and I haven't seen the pictures yet. But Yellowstone and Rip and those characters are going to be all over the place for Halloween.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. They probably are. But
I don't know how you dress as Beth Dutton, but show me.
Look, just look like you've been on a drunk the night before and
with
rolled out
your
of the bed. That's what I mean. But anyway, but like when my kids were little, I did Leighton when she was a baby. I wanted to dress her up, and I made her a Hershey Kiss, and she had the little headpiece with the thing coming off of it that said Hershey's Kisses. And I used to make their costumes when they were little all the time, and it would take me like several weeks to do it, but I did it. One was a princess. One time she had the big ballroom look dress, and then Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. I did it. I made the shirt and everything. But,
we got
I moved on to the Baldwins.
Scott McQuaig is coming in tomorrow to tell us about a benefit. But Scott and his wife normally do. I've seen pictures of them. And Scott, don't be acting like you don't know what I'm talking about when you get here, because we're going to ask you. He's done the dress up before, him and his wife, and they go as the couple thing.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see what you do to Kurt.
Kurt ain't dressing up, I can tell you. I've already said, it'd be so fun to have a costume party. And
he looked at you.
I ain't doing it. He'd probably put his hunting clothes on. Let's call it a day. Yeah.
There's just, and there's a lot of people that relate to that, to where the husband just ain't doing it. It don't matter what you do. You go and do it if you got to. I'm not going.
Right. Yeah.
It's not uncommon. So Let's see here. Let's see here. Patty Stewart says the pig's puddle will be there. Where's the pig going to be at?
Pig's Puddle.
Oh,
That's the name of the business.
Okay.
Yeah, the extravaganza.
I was trying to think of what a pig's puddle is.
That is
You
a
caught
cute
me off there.
name. I love
Pig's
those
puddle.
cute little catchy names. The Pig's Puddle.
That's different.
That's cute.
Well, good luck with that. Okay, here's something that's in the news today. Buzz Lightyear. I think all of us, our kids grew up with it. You know what we're talking about when we come to this. Tim Allen, the guy that was on Tool Time with Tim.
Right. And he has Last Man Standing, that show, you know, that's real, real conservative type show.
Yeah.
As you call it. I don't know. But he's kind of like a modern day Archie Bunker in a way.
Yeah, and I liked it.
Yeah.
And I think that show is coming to an end now. I think it's reaching its. But Buzz Lightyear is forevermore not going to have Tim Allen. He is being replaced, and people are going, is it because Tim Allen is a conservative? That's
Probably
the buzz, so to speak.
Yeah. The buzz. Oh, that's catchy. It's the buzz. To me, it messes the whole thing up when you replace somebody like that.
I know. It's never the same.
It isn't. It's never the same.
Normally, it doesn't work out either.
Yeah.
You go back to, like you even take these groups that replace the lead singer or somebody leaves and they go to be, it never works. Fans just don't connect with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
When they
Coy
replaced-
and Vance.
Yeah, that was just that was not good.
Yeah.
Not as good. Even Scooby-Doo, when like Shaggy's voice was replaced. Not as good, even.
But that happens.
Right.
I was sitting here trying to think. Larry Stewart left Restless Heart. Restless Heart went.
But yeah, you have to wonder if maybe that had something to do with it.
So be looking for that in the next installment of the movie there. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's what's brewing there. Here's something, as we see these stories nationwide every day, the countdown to that you've got to get your vaccination. New York City is the dotted line tomorrow? Is that the way to put it?
I don't know. They're just taking a stand, and tomorrow's the deadline.
Deadline, how you want to word it.
Yeah.
At this point, 45% of all firefighters in the city have not been vaccinated, and 27% of the cops have not been vaccinated. And the word is, and the way they're wording this, if they enforce this and you take that many people and fire them, the city is going to fall. There will be nobody to protect it. And the headline is, people are going to die.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, they had already lost a lot of the cops.
Yeah.
So 27% of what they had left.
Right.
That's probably a big thing. So. But yeah, they're in a mess. That's really going to be a mess.
Sanitation workers are on protest over this also. And see, that's not even figured into that. You take a city, if you were to lose the garbage man.
Oh, yeah.
You think about it. Your house there over a few days, how much trash you get. You think of New York City. Wow. That's a problem that they've got happening. Now, this doesn't stop there. As we look at that, 55,000, I didn't realize they had that many. 55,000 cops. That is a big employer. As you go on by this, a third of the military is not vaccinated.
Yeah, I've heard of people getting out of the military. I just think it's really unfair. I think it was unfair when we went, and like my son, they wouldn't allow them to leave the base with their families unless they were fully vaccinated. And after basic training and you've done all that time, you're wanting to see your family.
Right.
I mean, they know that what the choice was going to be probably. And
1 month left for the military
wrong.
to do that. It's
Yeah,
what the
it's
deadline
wrong.
on them. Now, what I don't understand with the military is, a lot of times you don't have a choice. You can't just get out. You've got a signed contract. So what happens?
Well, I don't know if you could get out, but I'm sure you'd get a dishonorable discharge or something, or maybe, I don't know.
Here's what Los Angeles is going to do. If you don't take the vaccination by tomorrow, moving forward every week, $130 out of your check. $130 to have you tested each week. Wow.
Crazy.
I think we're going to have some problems is what's going to happen. Whether you believe in the vaccination or not, this is huge holes that a lot of Americans just don't want to take it. And, there's a lot of times it's for medical reasons. It's for religious beliefs. And you should have the right to choose what you want, no matter what side of the fence you're on, for it, against it. As an American, I do think you really, truly have a right to choose that. and they're trying to take that right away.
I think, it might be a good time for people to try to ramp up starting a business of their own, especially if there's a lack of businesses having people to work. You make your own rules. Of course, I don't know how I'm sure they would find a way to withhold you being able to get
there's
some kind of
a permit
document that you need or something. Yeah. So
you get zoned out.
Crazy.
So that's there. We got to mention there that the Clark County Emergency Management is going to have their trunk or treat tonight between 6 and 8 at the Clark County Armory. That's at 642 South Archusa.
All right.
It'll be on the other side of town. Just keep driving. You'll see it on the right-hand side there.
Okay.
Hadn't passed by there in a while.
I know.
So
there's no lack of where to take your kid.
I know.
You've got a lot of choices.
So the vaccination looms across America. We'll see where all this stuff goes.
Yeah.
We could wake up. You almost think maybe New York won't bend. I think other cities are going to try to work with people in the end. New York, de Blasio, that is a mess.
Well, it is a mess.
That whole town.
But not only about the vaccine, we have a story coming up about a doctor. Who, was let go. So we'll tell you why.
Have mercy, have mercy. Let's go back in history on this date. And I have to say, of all the people I have ever met in my life, this gentleman was probably the most nicest, humblest person that I've ever shaken hands with. Good, just a good man. And who am I talking about? Charlie Daniels was born on this date, and we lost him last year.
Yeah.
Just so unexpectedly.
Now, was his death a COVID death, or was
No, he had he had an aneurysm.
Okay.
And it happened quickly. He was rushed in, and then next thing you know, Charlie wasn't with us anymore. But I'm going to tell you, if there's ever been a Christian fella, that's him.
True to what he believed and didn't care who didn't agree with it.
Charlie went back on his own dime after he had recorded The Devil Went Down to Georgia and had the ugly word removed from the original song, and he paid for that. And Johnny Cash done that also. Okay. Not many people do that. After he got saved, he changed his ways all the way around. Let's see, it was 1965. I've passed by it, seen it through a car window. I've never stopped. It's got all kinds of weird stuff in it. But downtown St. Louis, this went up on this date in 65.
That is a neat. I've never been there, but you can go up in there, right?
Okay, I don't know.
I think you can. If I'm not mistaken.
All I can tell you is I don't want to go.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be in line, and
that's a little high for me. But has something to do with some weather stuff. I'd have to go back and read the thing on that. But if you're in St. Louis, that's there. Also, 1967, this young lady was born. She's been a big hit ever since, and people loved her from this movie that she was in, Julia Roberts.
So she'd be around 54.
Yeah.
That's the Pretty Woman dress.
It is. That's when she was
a good movie.
Socializing there.
Yeah, she was socializing.
1972. This guy did make a trip, and you'll probably never see him there again, but he was, until later on, he was at the Coliseum years and years ago, done a concert in downtown Philadelphia there. Brad Paisley celebrating a birthday today.
All right.
1972 is when he come along. You a big Brad fan?
So he's 49.
Yeah.
I like Brad Paisley.
Out of all the songs, I'm sitting here thinking, he had a song called Famous People. It was not a radio hit, but boy, that thing sure is good. And it's all about a movie star that whips into a gas station, and the guy's filling up his car, and he goes, "Hey, I know you," and he gets his name wrong. And he goes, "Well, I ain't Earl, but I borrowed Earl's shirt, but I'm famous too." And he tells him about a bass that he caught that holds the record, and he threw the winning touchdown pass, and he goes, "I'm famous, just not like you, but if you got a thing with Naomi Judd that I could go," it's cute.
Yeah.
Look it up.
I like the one where it goes, "Well, I love her.
Yeah, I'm going to miss her.
But I love to fish." Yeah. And then he says, "I'm going to miss her." I mean, that is the cutest song, though. His wife was in one of the videos that he did, maybe even more than one. But
I'd like to check you for ticks. You didn't like that?
Well, not that one. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that was a cute song, too. But what was the one where his wife, where it says she's pretty, but she might say a few words or something. She's driving a truck and the video, I don't know. I had to look it up.
I hadn't seen a video in a long time.
Yeah.
I quit watching CMT because, well, they don't really show videos anymore.
But he's married to an actress, that was in Father of the Bride. It was Steve Martin's daughter in Father of the Bride.
Oh.
I can't remember what her
I think that
name
was a
is.
chick flick, and I just, I skipped
Cute,
that
though.
one.
It's really cute. They make a cute couple.
Chick flick. That's all I will tell you. I didn't watch it. Joaquin Phoenix, you'll remember this guy. He played Johnny Cash in I Walk the Line. His brother, if you remember, passed away from a drug overdose that was in Stand By Me. Wasn't that his big movie?
River Phoenix.
Yeah.
That was when I was probably in junior high school or something. High school.
Talented family, without a doubt. But Joaquin, that is a different name.
It is.
I don't know a
different.
single person that I know personally named that.
I don't know anybody personally named that, but now Kelly Ripa, she named her son that, Joaquin. It's different.
Interesting, to say the least. It was 2007 that you woke up and we found that, Porter had passed away at the age of 80. Old Porter.
I got to see him at the Grand Ole Opry.
Did he open up his jacket?
He
and go
did.
high?
He opened it up. What was it in it? Just a different color?
It said high.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, it always was like, what do you call it? Lined with, what is
Rhinestones?
that? No. What? Satin, like satin lined or something. That's what it
The
looked
whole
like.
purpose of that thing was what he had written in it, though.
I know, but he'd always do that.
And you
flip
noticed
his
the
jacket
material.
over.
Only Candace would notice the material.
Sorry.
It's like Ernest Tubbs' guitar. Do you know what his thing was?
No.
This is a test, and she's fixing to fail. He'd flip his guitar, and it had thanks written on the back of his
Okay.
guitar.
Okay.
One of the first people that ever did that.
Okay.
Pretty cool idea.
But I got to see Porter Wagner, little Jimmy Dickens. Got to see him.
Out behind the barn.
Yeah. Jim Ed Brown, I think.
Oh,
Got to see him. All in one, no, Porter Wagner was years before, but little Jimmy Dickens, and I think Jim Ed Brown was the same.
what was it? The Three Bells? Wasn't that the big thing that the Browns made big in the late 50s that hung around forever and ever? That song, The Three Bells. Little Johnny goes to the church, he gets married, he's baptized, and then he's buried at the church.
I don't know. I have not heard that.
It was a classic back in the day. Been a while, though.
In the 50s, though, I wasn't.
Well, no, I'm saying it was played on radio.
Maybe I've heard it, and I just don't recognize it.
Probably up until the 80s, and that became not so classic anymore as they switched gears there.
If I heard it, I'd probably.
Linda Jane Lunsford is going as a hot dog for Halloween, she says.
All right.
Kimberly Williams is Brad Paisley's wife, John Talbert said. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd have to see a picture of her to do that, but
Kimberly Williams.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Who remembers watching Hawaii Five-0? I do. That was as a kid, they'd do that music and it'd show the airplane. Book Him Dano.
Yeah.
You may not recognize his name, but you know the name Book Him Dano. And James MacArthur passed away on this date in 2010, 11 years ago. He was 72 years old. Book Him Dano. That was probably the biggest line that came out of Hawaii Five-0, if I remember right.
I do. I have watched it. I watched it when I was younger.
Did you watch this movie? I almost feel like you did.
Yeah, we watched it not too long ago.
That was a cute show.
It really was cute.
If you've got grandkids, if you've got a child and have not watched this, check that out. The B movie.
Cute. They have some really cute movies.
I liked it a whole lot. Let's see. And then last year, up on this date, this was one of the greatest songwriters that ever came about. Billy Joe Schaefer passed away on this date last year at the age of 81. Fast Train to Georgia. I liked him. So that's a little walk down memory lane of things that happened on this date. Maybe it jogged your memory, and maybe you remembered a few things that happened on that. So I hope it brought back something nice in your head there. Let's talk about Chet and his family's friendly staff that you'll find out in Center Hill. They do so much when it comes to vehicles. It'll make it look great. If you've had a auto accident, you've had a dent, a ding, no matter what it is, how big, how small, that's what they do at Chet's. They do it all day long, and they do it right. Many pictures to choose from is the different services they offer. Maybe you've been keyed. Maybe you've bumped up against something and went down the side of your car. They can put it all back and make it look new again. Simple to do. From getting a door ding, they got those. That happens from time to time. I watched a video this morning of somebody backing up with their passenger door, and it gets ripped off.
I know people are not real nice with the buggies.
Buggies
either.
will get you too.
That's right.
Get them straightened out. Let Chet go through this, show you how they'll fix it, give you an estimate. They'll file all of this for you and take care of it. From these aluminum beds on the Ford trucks to a dent in the front end, whatever the case may be, their paint booth there of taking care of classics as well to make sure that it's prestige when it rolls out. See Chet today. As I said, they'll do that insurance work for you, handle all of that, get you a rental car all lined up, and you're off and going again.
Yes.
Have your car back to you quickly, too. Again, that's Chet's Paint and Body. You'll find them in Center Hill. Honest folks taking care of you.
Making my way back home from the grocery store, I was struck by an 18-wheeler. It was horrible. My life changed in an instant, and I discovered I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
Well, as we start to look more at this Alec Baldwin case, the headline this morning was, Alec seems to be pointing a finger as he tweets. Have you seen that of the guy that handed the gun to him? He's trying to...
No, I haven't. But I thought it was a girl.
Well, she's involved in it also. He's trying to point the finger at the guy. It's his job to check it before it's handed to him.
Right.
It was several procedures of people that... I think it's going to be multiple charges in the end on this.
I would love to know who put the live, I mean, like you were saying, who put all of that in one drawer?
Boy.
I mean, who did that? And whose idea was that? You know, that's the first mistake right there.
I think you will see a new industry where there's never live ammo allowed on a set again. Shouldn't have been to begin with. I just don't get that. The next story that has just grabbed America and shook them to the core is the little boy and his three siblings that were in Houston, Texas. The little boy was kicked, beaten to death by a boyfriend of the mother. As you read more into this, they were not locked in the room. But the other children were beaten so bad, kicked, beat, that they were scared to talk to anybody. The 15-year-old was living there, and the neighbors that were giving them food didn't realize that there were more children in there because they didn't see them. And they had told them that if they took food from anybody else, it probably had poison in it and it was going to kill them. So any food that the neighbor gave them, they didn't want it cooked. They would cook it themselves. And the neighbor had said they thought it was kind of suspicious why he wouldn't eat with them. He always wanted to take it home. Well, he wanted to take it home to share it with his siblings. But you think about that, being beat so much that you were free to go, but you wouldn't talk about it because you were scared what would happen to you.
That's awful.
Pure
evil. I mean, that's like, yeah, because I read into the different things that the children said that went on and stuff, and it's just horrible.
It is.
Horrible. And the mother, I mean, I understand that I don't know what she was having to deal with from the boyfriend or whatever, but there's no excuse.
No.
None whatsoever for you to let your kid. I mean, I would go through it myself before I would let my kids.
The grandmother claims that she knew nothing of any of this, and she would have adopted them had she known it.
Yeah.
You'd never know that they may not have been allowed to call grandma either.
Right. But these kids, you know, they've been marked. Their brain will not be able to get rid of that image.
Did you see what they were doing when they were arrested?
The couple, yeah, they were in a library, looking up on the internet their own case. You know, seeing like what was going on with it,
what was being said about it,
right? What was being said about it and stuff. So they arrested them. You know, your son is laying in a apartment, dead, and you've just left him there, along with your other kids, to have to deal with seeing that. Ooh. Horrible. I mean, I can't even imagine.
As we all say there, and I put this in the post there's a warm fire that is heating up somewhere for people like this.
I hope to goodness that these kids have some kind of a major support system that people will get them some help, because they're going to need it.
Yeah.
And families that will take them, or a family that will take them and take good care of them.
Maybe grandma will. And we don't know much about grandma, but we certainly hope that she's a good person. As we look at other headlines across America, this is concerning beyond, because we had the case to where we've brought this up several times this week about sharing bathrooms with opposite sex. And this includes stories of defunding the police, all kind of ties together. Los Angeles, California, this is horrible that this could even happen. A young lady who was 17 goes to the bathroom. She's surrounded by a bunch of guys. She is sexually assaulted, and they videoed it. So then they send it out to show what they did. Where it gets really bad on this is the school board. There was 2 or 3 guys and ladies that were on the school board that were ex-principals that said, hey, we don't need to cut the budget when it comes to police. But, oh, no, we got to get rid of police. And this is what has happened. They slashed the budgets in L.A. for the cops that were at the school. They're no longer there to protect the children. And this is what happens when you let, is the word thugs?
Yeah.
Bless her heart. There was no reason for this to happen.
That's awful.
You got to start somewhere, and America's got to start changing to save the children, our citizens. This cannot continue, this defund and let the bad people do whatever they want.
Right.
It
And I mean,
unsettles me.
This is in a school.
Yeah.
Imagine what these boys are probably out doing
On the streets.
on the street when nobody's, even around. So they need to be prosecuted somehow or another. I don't know. I would imagine at 17, I don't know how old they were. But
Sometimes you're transferred to being tried as an adult right there at that age.
At 17, I would imagine they're either a junior or a senior in high school. But they'll go on to be like adults who do stuff like this.
Mm-hmm. As you look at San Francisco, and I may have brought this up yesterday or the day before, but San Francisco citizens are so concerned, like you've got a subdivision there, and crime keeps happening. They've gotten to where these subdivisions and things that the people are going in together and hiring private security to set up to watch their neighborhood so they won't be broken into in the middle of the night.
Right. Well, we've even got, like in our community out there, we got a thing in the mail.
I thought she was going to say
No, I mean, I'm saying like that's happening in our own areas,
of
local
security.
areas. Yeah, the communities are getting together and sending out newsletters. If you want to meet this certain date, we're going to get up a neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing that people are trying to do that. Because,
neighborhood watch programs are really, really good.
Right. And I will say in our community, I mean, on our road, I mean, we have a pretty good, we watch out for each other on there, So that's
because there ain't but 2 of them out there.
All right. There's more than 2, but anyway, we keep, watch each other's back, I guess.
I brought this up, and this is one of those cases where we see murderers turn loose, people that have burned buildings, especially during these supposed protests that turned out really to be riots, to where people are, the charges are dropped. This is a homeless guy. His wife, I think, she was very sick. She needed medication. He done odd jobs. He goes in a store. They have a sign up that says Mountain Dews 2 for $3. He has $2 on him. He puts it down and walks out. He's arrested because the price was higher and he didn't pay the 43 cents. He was in jail for months. They had all these charges against him where he was going to face 7 years in jail over 43 cents. And a judge finally goes, let's drop this case. And it was dropped against him. But he went 43 cents, and we got people shooting people, hurting people. It really makes you scratch your head and go, who is running this country?
It's crazy. And people who are running for office right now, I mean, not only do you have to look into what their beliefs are and what they stand for, flat out ask them, what do you think about our president? What do you think about the administration that's up there today? Because if they're backing that, and they're backing that kind of agenda that these people have, what do you think they're going to do for you in your state or your community or whatever? I would like to know.
But again, it depends on where you are in the United States. And
it
what
really
you
does
believe.
depend on it. But how can anyone, and I know there's a lot out there that do, but how can anyone say that this administration in any shape, form, or fashion is a success?
No, I can't. But I'm telling you.
I mean, I don't even understand.
Candace, I'm telling you, there are people that would argue with you.
There are, but
to a Fitz post that they're doing a great, and I don't see it. I mean, gas is how much a gallon now?
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna get no Christmas, and things are just
crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Crazy,
the jobless rate, and people don't want to work anymore.
Look, I saw this thing yesterday on it was a quote that somebody said, if you don't have a job this day and time, with many people that are hiring, you just don't want to work. I mean, know, it's not you can't get one, you just don't want to, There's
a lot of that.
So it might not be the exact job you want, but if you need a job and you need some income, there's some out there somewhere.
This really ties in with what Candace just told you about looking into who you vote for.
Yeah.
Here's an example from Illinois. It's outrage as a town has hired a registered child sex offender who spent 24 years in prison to be the town's code enforcement officer, which requires him to go into homes. Hello. I mean, really, you need to, before you cast a vote, do your research. Make sure, whatever your opinion is, make sure they believe in what you do. I think a lot of that, I'm also one that's guilty. You show up at the voting poll and you didn't know somebody was getting, that office was even up for election. You look at the name, you go, oh my gosh, I don't know this person. I don't know either one of them, but I have heard this name.
Right.
And you end up voting for somebody that studied the election. Again, I'm on that little red wagon to where I've showed up and it'd be a state office that I've never even heard of.
Yeah. I don't, and I probably shouldn't even talk about the day. What is the guy from Tennessee who's real country talking, and he's always, that's up there. Anyway,
Bubba? I'm going to guess.
No, I'm trying to think of his name. I think he's a senator or something. But anyway, they were questioning this guy who was the head of the agency to make decisions about firearms and all this kind of stuff. And he was wanting to be the head of the agency, or maybe was, or something. I don't know. I think he was wanting to be voted in as, the guy didn't even know what the definition of an assault
weapon was.
There's
a lot of
them
them
kept
like that.
asking him, and he didn't know. But he's been voted in, or is trying to get in as the head of that agency. I mean, look into what people know about what they're actually going in there to do. Because, I mean, a lot of people, run for these offices just for a paycheck, And,
you brought that up in things that you don't know the whole story. You can't remember the whole story. I remember.
I shouldn't even probably write it.
Well, no, because I'm going to back it up. So I just remember this clip where they were.
Kennedy from Louisiana. That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
And I'm sure somebody has seen this clip there to where they were. He was a senator or somebody like that, and he was interviewing somebody from the military, and he goes, well, and it was a small island, and it was going to be X amount of troops coming, say 30,000 troops to it. And he goes, if we put 30,000 on there, won't that make the island flip? And, the guy was trying to really keep a straight face through it. That was years ago.
Yeah,
Maybe somebody remembers that interview.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. Let's head out to the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, where they've got some great bargains going on this week. This starts off today. Piggly Wiggly, you can get those Florida navel oranges, $3.99 for that 4-pound bag. Also, the fresh Idaho potatoes, $3.99 for the 8-pound bag. That's a bargain for you there. If you're looking for celery, $1.59 a stalk. They got that in stock for you there. Tomatoes, the 4-pack, $2.99. You can also take advantage of the chicken noodle soup along with the Skippy peanut butter. The 32-ounce jar, $2.49. Along with the ketchup, that 32-ounce, $3.49. Dixie Crystal Sugar. When it comes to baby back ribs, $5.99 a pound. Boy, those look good.
They do.
Also, the certified Angus beef, top sirloin steaks, sliced bacon at a great price. See them. You'll find Coca-Cola products and a whole lot more at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. See them today, and they'll help you out.
I'm Kim from Tupelo, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $335,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And as we go to Snowden Real Estate, that's what they're going to do. Snowden and Company, they help you out whether you're buying, selling, whatever the case is in your life, the season of your life. Maybe that's the word for it there. They've got great reps that have been voted Reader's Choice Award there. Amanda, Leslie, and Donna. I think everybody knows them. They've been around forever.
Yes.
Your dream home can be found there. If you're looking for a home, talk to them first. Let them show you the many, many different homes that they have, as well as if you're getting ready to sell and move to a different home. They got all that.
You might be just starting out and you need a smaller home. Or
Yeah.
you might be outgrown your home and you need a bigger home, but they can help you out.
That's right. They pay attention to detail. They take great pictures, and they're really going to do this comparable market analysis to let you know what your home is worth. Many of the things, different homes to choose from Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, Clark, and now added the Jackson market area, which include Brandon, Flowood, Madison, Forest, and those areas there. They'll be open to 5 o'clock through tomorrow afternoon by appointment only on Saturday and closed on Sunday. See them today. That's Snowden & Company Real Estate, a home that is waiting for you. There's so many to look at. Drop in and see the folks that have used them. And, of course, Amanda. She's the leader of all of this and the folks there that'll help you out. Poplar Springs Drive. See her today or call her at 453-3937. They'll help you out there. A whole bunch there.
Yes.
Not much time left. We got about 6 minutes before the top of the hour of this. And again, let me go over some of these other dates that we didn't show that are coming up of the candy and things that are going to be happening. As we show here, the Meridian Police Department.
That's right. They're going to have their second annual trunk or treat Friday, October the 29th, which is tomorrow, 5 to 7 p.m. So y'all go check that out. It's going to be a good way to trick or treat and feel safe.
Yeah.
So
Also, we've got Enterprise.
they're having their fall festival. It's going to be at Ritchie Park. They're going to have a costume contest, bounce house, sack races, ring toss, and go fish. So bring the kids out and have a really good time for that. Also, they're going to have drinks with popcorn.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're hungry, you have a snack.
As we go over to Causeyville, they're into the trunk or treat also, and that's going to be on the 30th from 6 to 8 p.m.
That's right.
Let's see here. Also, Downtown Scuba, the 30th is going to have theirs. Come by for their trunk or treat.
5 to 7 p.m. with Scuba.
Yeah. And also, we've got the Fall Festival on Sunday coming up at Bethany Baptist there in Wyandotte. Now, let me see here. I think I got another one that is going to be, let's see here. Let's see. Diverse Care Meridian is going to have theirs tonight also from 5 to 5:30. Okay. Bring your trick-or-treaters, and there's one more that I got texted me. On Saturday, Long Creek Volunteer Fire Department is going to be having their candy. So come by and see them beginning at 5:30 at the Long Creek Volunteer Fire Department. It's the blue building. You can't miss it. Your husband knows exactly where that place is.
I'm sure he does.
He's been by it a time or two. But if we haven't mentioned your event, mention it to us. Send it to us in a inbox, or you can post it on here, and we'll go back through and make sure we got all of them lined up.
And we want to say, thank you to all these people doing these trunk or treats.
Yes.
Because that is such a big help to the parents, too. Really, it is.
Yeah.
It eliminates having to go door to door. I mean, you can just drive through and visit. And you meet a lot of good, people doing that, too. Nice people.
Got a couple more that I wanted to mention here.
Okay. Clark County Emergency Management, they're going to have a trunk or treat this evening, tonight, 6 to 8 p.m. It's at the Clark County Armory, 642 South Archisa Avenue in Quitman. So go visit them. And also Highland Baptist Church is having a fall festival on Sunday, October the 31st.
Yeah, so those are a few of the events. If we missed yours in any way, shoot us a message. We'd like to hear from you to get that out to everybody. Boy, this has been a fast morning.
It really has flown by. We say that all the time, but it really does. And we have a lot of people comment saying that we need to go on 2 hours, but 1 hour is just not enough.
Now, you brought this up, that we got just enough time to squeeze this story in.
Yeah. There was a Minnesota surgeon who was let go from his job, said he was fired after telling school officials at a public school that the parents should have the right to decide whether their kids wear a mask to school. And I agree.
And he just made a statement.
Right.
He didn't do anything stupid, or he just made a statement.
Right. And he said it was taken by surprise. They just let him go.
Years?
He'd been there for 15 years, a surgeon who'd been there for 15 years. Now, don't you think, too, that a surgeon has a lot more, know-abouts about wearing masks?
I would think so.
But it should be a parent's choice.
Now, California and places, this is the next move they're making. I've seen this to where when you go up to speak at these PTAs, they make you give your home address to address the crowd. And all that is doing is making people target you. If they don't agree with you, they write your address down and go, all right, we're going to their house tonight.
So that is wrong.
What has happened to America?
Wrong, right.
Let's see what somebody said about trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating is going in the county area. Most everybody, let me recap this. Saturday night, 5 to 8 p.m. is the general rule this year for trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
I know Lake Ross Collins is doing it then. They're getting ready for a Christmas parade. They're getting excited out there.
Yeah.
So a few of the things that are happening there.
But, you know, like I said a while ago, we do really appreciate people doing all these things. Fall festivals, trunk or treats, and the ones that we've been to, everybody's so welcoming. Even if you don't go to that church,
Right.
they welcome you in. So you don't have to go to a church to stop at the fall festival.
Brother Chris says you ain't got to be invited. Just come on out.
That's right.
Thank y'all for dropping by. We'll be back tomorrow morning once again. At what time, Candace?
8 a.m.
See you then.
Join us.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by